In the last video, we implemented incremental static regeneration. And in this video, we're going to take that server-rendered content, then hydrate it to a real-time data feed from the Firestore database. That means if the content changes or the heart count changes, it will automatically be reflected in the UI. Keep in mind that this is not always required, and when you do it, it will require an extra document read from Firestore, because you have the initial server-rendered content, then another read on the client side to make it real-time. Now, to get started with this feature, we'll first quickly create a postcontent.js component in our reusable components directory. This component will need to render a markdown screen into raw HTML. And to help us do that, we will install React Markdown, which provides a component that makes this dead simple. We can then import the React Markdown component and start implementing the post content. The created@at timestamp will again give us problems, and we'll have to make sure that we're rendering it in the correct format. If it's in a number format, we'll convert it to a JavaScript date. Otherwise, we will use the Firestore timestamp to convert it to a date. Then in the JSX, we just have some very simple UI stuff going on here. The only thing worth noting in this code is that we're using the React Markdown component, where the props children is the content that we've saved to the Firestore database, which of course will be in Markdown format, but will be converted to HTML for the end user. Now that we have a way to display the post content, let's go back into our main post content page, which lives in the username/slug.js file. Hydrating from our server rendered content to real-time data is actually incredibly simple. In the last video, I set up a prop for the path to the document in our server rendered content, so we can use that to make a reference to the database. Then we can use the React Firebase hook, useDocumentData, to get a feed of that data in real time. From there, we'll define a value of post that will default to the real-time data, but if the real-time data hasn't loaded yet, then it will fall back to the pre-rendered data on the server from the props post. That means when we work on the UI, we don't need to care about the actual source of the data. We just reference everything as post. It might be server rendered or it might be real-time, but it works all the same. And we now have a page that's server rendered and SEO friendly, but also fully interactive and real-time for our end users.